Today I'm going to share with you what no one tells you about running a service-based business as a mom. It's not what it looks like on Pinterest. It's not what you see on those cute videos. It's just not. I'm just going to share like what it looks like and what I wish somebody told me 3 years ago. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Sabre. I'm a systems strategist for service-based business owners without consistent childcare. I share how to use systems and automations to replace the support you don't have. Let's get into it. The first thing, there's seven things I wish somebody would have told me before I started my service-based business. I'm going to share it with you. One, it's actually hard to work on client work when you don't have consistent childcare. You know how you was like, when you started your business, you was thinking like, oh, like I can work from home. It's going to be so cute. Snuggles. My kid's going to leave me alone. Like when I need to do client work, like it's going to be great. Like living the best of both worlds. And yes, it is the best of both worlds, being able to be at home and work with your baby. That is true. They don't care that you have to do client work. They do not care at all. Okay, the kids are not just sitting there like, yeah, I bet she needs me to do something and I'm gonna do it. Like, no, these they're babies, okay? So I don't know why I didn't think that, like why I didn't think of that, like it's a baby, but it was my first baby, so I had no idea. And so I started my business a year after I had my baby, so it was like, it definitely was different. You don't necessarily have all day to work on your business. You do not. And so I wish I knew that before. Would it have changed me actually starting my business? Absolutely not, because I did not know. But it still was something that I did not really see or was prepared for, like a lot of moms are. And so it's just a different adjustment. And especially when I added my son, and I added more kids. I have 3 kids. But at the time, I just had my daughter, then I added my son, and then we just had another baby. Different, like adding more kids have been a different experience with working. And so I've been constantly tweaking how I work, what exactly I do, and trying to streamline as much as I do so I can do the same thing over and over without like losing my mind. You know what I'm saying? I really had to make my business to the point where I could get my kids to work right beside me, whether they was playing or they would want to just sit up under me. I tried to like automate, systemize, document, write my processes out. So if I have kids screaming instead of jumping on me, I could just read something like, okay, this is what I need to do, instead of relying on my brain. But I really had to make my business where it was something that I could do with them, and not make it where I couldn't do it with them. Because the more you structure your business where you can't do it with your kid, especially if you don't have consistent childcare, you're just going to be frustrated. You're really just going to be frustrated. So you just got to find your ways to work around it. 2, what I wish I knew is to create a system for my home. It's so crazy how like you want to start a business, but then like you starting the business, your home just goes. Like, you're not worried about the home. You ain't worried about no laundry. You ain't worried about no dishes. You ain't worried about you working. You know what I'm saying? And you being in the same spot as your like home, and you working from home, and then the kids are there too. It's like a whole scenario. I wish that I created a system for my home, because I did not enjoy homemaking or anything like that. Like the whole story of me being a stay-at-home mom was really different. And it's not something that I wanted to do, like, or I thought about doing. It just kind of happened, which I'm glad I did do it. But it really was like a change from being in the military and kind of working that 9 to 5. Find a way to make keeping up with your home easier. I end up creating like a home management template inside ClickUp for myself, and I also do sell that as well. The link would be in the description below. But I have my meal plan on there. I guess I could share. I might as well just share. We visual peeps. So I have my meal plan in here. I do need to go in here and update it and put like, oh, chicken and beef as like a custom field. So I'm like, oh, what meals are chicken and beef? And then put it on this week's menu so I know better. And like, instead of thinking like, oh, because sometimes we have so much chicken, as you can see, chicken. But all the meals that we like or whatever that we have tried, this is where it goes. And so when I'm meal planning for the week, for the 2 weeks, because I meal plan 2 weeks at a time, I just pull like 7 to 8 meals from here, because I cook things enough for like 2 to 3 days. Because who's cooking every day? Not me. And so I also have a spot for like family appointments, finances, which I've slacked on my finances because of having a baby. I need to go back to like doing that and keeping up with it. But a cleaning schedule as well. And then I kind of added desserts. And my template desserts is not there, but my mom had this chocolate chip cookie recipe that me and my sister are trying to keep, because we're trying to not let the recipes die. And so that's why I have it there. But this system helps me run my home, because it's just me. I solo parent. My husband works long hours. So when it comes to dinner and stuff, it's just everything needs to be easier for me to get in and get out of doing it, because there's some things in my home I do not like doing. And with my cleaning schedule, I broke up everything into different days. And so like I do like one main cleaning task a day instead of cleaning the whole house at one time, and then I take the weekends off. So whatever you do, start like create some kind of system for you to manage your home to make it easier so you can have time to work on your business. I learned that when you kind of get your home together, you have more space to show up in your business, because when your home is crazy, especially with you're there with the kids, it's just a party. It's just a party, you know what I'm saying? So um that that is kind of what mine looks like, of how I made my home management system. And if you would want to do that and use it for yourself, I have it's in the link, it's in the description below. Another thing too, struggling to find time to work. This was a big thing for me because I'm like, okay, my kids have inconsistent schedules. I'm switching from, like, I have toddlers, I have babies, like everybody's sleep schedule is different, everybody's nap schedules are different. Some kids are dropping naps, some people are sick. So it's like, how am I supposed to find time to work on your business? So I also wrote a blog post about this too, but the best way that I did that was to kind of make sure your kids' needs are met first. They're still going to interrupt you. They're still going to do kids' things. But like, if you know, like when it's like time for them to eat breakfast, lunch, make sure they have that so they can kind of like let you be in your zone a little bit longer than when they actually need stuff from you. And it's like, Mom, no, do this now, especially when it comes to nap times. And so I used to have this really down packed when it came to having 2 kids, but now that I'm in this new stage where having 3, it's been an adjustment. It's been different, but I have been trying to make my business easier where I could do stuff with them right there. So, like right now, I'm recording this video, but I'm also feeding my baby. And I have 3 videos to do for this brand, and I wanted to do that first, but then I realized like she usually takes a nap, and I can actually get something done too. My kids are watching TV. I do use TV, okay? They do not watch the TV all the time. They get bored with the TV. They will literally go around and play. But this only happens because my kids are like 2 years apart, and so they actually play with each other and stuff. And so they run around and they watch me do whatever. But I know there's a whole big thing on social media about TV right now. My kids do watch TV. It is just me, I solo parent. I don't homeschool or nothing. My kids are still like smaller, but like, just letting you know that if you felt more, you can judge me if you want to, go for it. Still not going to change nothing. But if you do let your kids watch TV, this is a safe place for you. I know the world is there's a lot going on, but yeah, it's just me. Like I said, it's my first time parenting. We're all parenting for the first time. So whatever works for you, works for you. Okay? Move along. Kids will be fine. Kids, everybody's still good, growing, learning, all the things. My husband also told me, like, I tried to like stay up late, but that would drain me for the next day, especially with solo parenting. So I don't try to do that no more. I don't do that at all. I did do it one time to get like my website kind of revamp it after like I switched and pivoted everything, and I needed that time, but never again. I was so tired the next day, or even waking up early. But y'all, sometimes with parenting, like, I don't do none of that. I just try to get it done with my kids. So whatever works for you, do that. But if you're someone's like, I work with my kids being up, find ways to like systemize your business. And if you need help, I can help you do that, especially when it comes to your client work and like getting most of that stuff not being manual. So you can reduce your time, not spend an hour onboarding new people, but spend like a couple minutes. I don't know what number we're on right now. Number 4, find creative ways to serve your clients. Switch it up. What works for somebody who doesn't have kids is not going to work for you. What works for somebody who has consistent childcare is not going to work for you if you don't have consistent childcare. My kids are with me 24/7. Therefore, I've had to find ways to make it easier for me to show up and to serve my clients. Therefore, I used to have retainers, but I learned that retainers take too much of my time, and it was too stressful having multiple clients needing something from me every day, Monday through Friday, and getting my phone blown up like that. So I switched to VIP days where I can get it done in a day, and I can it's me setting up ClickUp, automating things for people's businesses. So I can do that from my bed while my kids are sleeping. Like the majority of it, how I'm doing it is I do it in my bed, and then the other half I do it when the kids are up. I'm learning that I'm a project-based person, and so it's just easier for me to move my schedule around. My schedule just changed, and it's not the same every time. And I'd rather do something hard for one day than do it all the days of the week. But that's just me. So you really just find different ways. Try to do async, reduce the amount of calls you have. Calls are not cool for mamas, okay? like I try to keep up with that. Now I know services we do need calls, but we can just voice note back and forth without you having to be on here and us looking on each other trying to like get our kids to be quiet so we can talk and stuff. Just voice note me. I'll hear the kids in the background. So that's kind of how it ends. In my client portal that I use for my VIP day, there's a messaging system. So I can text you back and forth. I could send you a video for you to watch at your own time, and then you let me know. You see, because I don't have time for that. Okay, I don't. So, but yeah. And my next thing was about being on a call with kids is a lot. It is. Now it's definitely doable. I definitely have my kids when I do have calls. If I have to be in a call, I have my kids there. They gonna be there. I can't change that. So you just have to rock with it. You just got to rock with it because I ain't got nothing else. But yeah, it can be overwhelming. I remember trying to be on calls with my daughter when I just had one kid, and it was a lot, and it was stressful, and I just didn't like it. But as I've gotten like being a mom and being more comfortable, I'm just like, my kids are here. Keep talking. If you have recording, I would love to have it just so I can reference back to what you said. As long as you have something for me to go back and watch it. Chef's kiss, okay? So another tip is like find ways to get stuff on your phone if you can. Sometimes your toddler and you on a laptop just don't mix. And so a lot of times I do get things done on my phone or I tweak things on my phone. So a lot of the process that I have, I try to make it where I could do it on my phone if need be, because sometimes getting a laptop with kids is just not always feasible. So do that. And another way that is helpful is by having that project management system. ClickUp works great on the phone. Obviously, you don't get all the capabilities that you get on the laptop, but for you to get your stuff going and like to keep up with stuff, it's very good for that, I will say. Definitely do that. Automate your business as much as possible. And when you're thinking about automating your business, I want you to brain stuff like the steps that you do, the processes that you take. And then like when you're looking at it, it's like, is there a way for like some of this to be taken off of my shoulders? That's kind of the way you look at it. It's almost like when you pack or when you're like packing for a trip, you kind of like pull everything out that you need and you're like, okay, do I need this? Or just how can I make this easier? Or can I put this in a bag? Same thing when it comes to like automating your business. Just think of it like that. But if you're, oh, I just bit my tongue. If you don't like doing that yourself, my VIP day is for that. We automate your client experience in ClickUp. It does not replace your CRM. Your CRM gets connected to ClickUp, and like we automate your onboarding, your offboarding, and your active delivery, because as a service-based business, most of your work you're doing is client work. You have a service-based business, so it's client work. That's really what you're doing. So as long as you can get those processes out your head and try to automate it and streamline it as much as possible so you can manage your client work better and reduce the time you spend on it, that is what my VIP day is for. The link will be in the bio for you to learn more and for you to apply for it. Okay, that would be the best way to learn how to like have a service-based business with kids, to make it easier for you. Majority of the time, I'm doing work from my bed or the couch with my kids. I hardly ever sit at a desk. I think the most I sit at a desk is when maybe I have like a training I'm trying to watch, which I barely do sit at the desk for that. But if like for some reason I just need the laptop to be stable, or I record my YouTube videos. I almost did my YouTube videos from my couch, but the way my kids climb on me is just not possible. And they kind of view me being on here sometimes as, oh, leave mom alone. And if not, there's a chair already sitting right here because my son was with me for like 2 videos that I've recorded so far. This is my 3rd one that I recorded today. So yeah, just make it easier to sit with your kids be there with you. It can be exhausting. You are going to be doing a lot. It's going to be mentally draining, but like having those process documented, having a lot of it automated, majority of it will help you. So you're less time on things, but also still moving your business forward and things like that. I think I shared 7 things. I don't even know if I shared 7 things because I don't remember. Okay. It'd be like that. Cause I think I end up talking about more things into one point, but the point of it is these are the things I wish I knew before I started my service-based business. And so if some of these things hit for you, or you're like, yes, girl, that's true, let me know in the comments. If you want more tips on how to run a service-based business without consistent childcare, like how to reduce the amount of time you're spending on like client work or onboarding, offboarding, doing the actual work, automating some of those things that you do all the time, but like, bro, I wish like some of this would be done already. Join my email list. I share those weekly. I share like things I'm doing and all those stuff. So if you want to be connected with me and you want to know what I'm doing and also how to like just have that community for service-based mamas without consistent childcare, the link will be in the description below. If you like this video, let me know, comment, subscribe. Also like the video too. That's funny, especially with saying if you like the video. But yeah, let me know what you learned, what tools you use in your business, what you would wish was easier. We can talk about in the comments. I love brainstorming and chatting up because it's just one of my favorite things to do. I'll see you in the next one.